Hi, I'm Sergio with Arvig Tech Talk. Today we're going to talk about a maybe less fun but very important topic. It's something we all have to deal with at some point or another, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it. It's when you have problems and what you should do if you have a problem with an Arvig service or your computer or anything else with your TV. What you should do before you call in for help. Maybe it's something you can fix on your own easily or quickly, or at the very least you can at least have a head start so when you do call in for help we can help fix it quicker for you. So let's talk about a few things. First problem is if your internet goes out. Never fun when that happens, but what can you do to fix it? Well, we've talked about different internet things before, like your computer and your router. If your internet website doesn't come up, the first thing I can recommend is to go ahead and just restart your computer and restart your router. How do you do that? Well, computers are easy. I'm sure you've shut your computer off before, so go ahead and shut that off. Then you're going to want to restart your router. Every router is different, but most have a switch on them to turn them off and on. If they don't, it is safe to just go ahead and unplug the power cord from the back of it. So I would just take the cable and unplug it, wait about 10 seconds, and then plug it back in. It's important when you're doing something like that your computer is turned off if you can have it off. Once the router's back on, and you'll know it's back on because lights will start turning back on, and of course, then you can turn your computer back on. If the internet's working or whatever your problem you're having is working, great, you're done. Go back to work, go back to fun, and you can be done for the rest of the day. If it's not, there's plenty of other things you can do too. While we were talking about the router, it's important you want to make sure that none of the cables have moved or are loose. If one of the cables does feel loose, you have to plug it back in there. Internet cables are very much like phone cords in that they clip. So if you find that when you're trying to pull it out, it pulls out without you having to unclip it, that means it's too loose. So just tug it back in and it should clip into place. Same goes with TV problems. You don't have a router for your TV, but you will have a set-top box, the little box that says what channel you're on, or if you're recording something. If your TV isn't working properly, it's often one of the easiest things to do is just to unplug or turn off that box, wait 10 or 15 seconds, and then plug it or turn it back on. You have no idea how often restarting your computer, your router, or your set-top box can fix some of these simpler problems. Those are some brief tips, but if you're having specific issues, there's plenty of other things we can do, so let's look at our Arvig website for some helps. So here we are on the Arvig website. We need some help, so it makes sense for us to go to the Help and Support section. Luckily, Arvig has all sorts of suggestions and different things you can do if you're having problems, depending on what you're having trouble with. As you can see, we have internet, TV, and phone. Internet tends to be one of the most common, I think, so let's go ahead and click on that. And you'll see some different choices we have. Now we have the phone number for our Arvig help desk we can call, but we'll save that for last after we try a few other things. We have the online chat, so maybe if we don't want to call, we just want to chat with someone on the internet through typing. That's one option, and they can give some suggestions. You can also look at these different guides and tutorials. If you need email a tutorial, we have that there. If you need some self-help guides, you can click on that and bring them all up. There's lots of different things you can look at. Now let's go ahead and check out digital TV. Here we have all sorts of remote control guides if you need help programming your remote, how to use your DVR, and even videos that you can watch if you need help programming something or changing a setting on your television set. Really useful videos that I'd suggest you check those out whenever you have time, especially if you want to learn how to use some of the more fun features. And then lastly, we have the phone section. This is going to give you lots of different tips like how to use your voicemail properly, or if you're having problems with international dialing, or how to sign up for different features. All of them are here. The only other thing I want to talk about is if you're having general computer problems. Maybe your internet is working fine, but the computer's slowing down, or it's crashing, or something else isn't working properly, and it's your computer's fault. Well, if we go into residential here from the home page and choose internet, there's an option called computer protection. Here we have some different options like internet security. That's going to help you if you need filtering on your email so you don't get viruses, or so you can get an antivirus program on your computer to keep you safe. Then we have the online backup option, which if you're worried that your computer might crash, or you're not but someday it might, it's always a good idea to have backup. I like to say that backup on a hard drive is good, but online backup is like the cherry on top. It's going to make sure in case you have a double failure or a fire in your house, you're extra safe. You can have all your files online and restore them back to your computer. So if you need more help after that, feel free to call us or stop into one of our Arvig locations or go to arvig.com. Our phone number is 888-99-ARVIG.